Hi everybody, this is Delmar here and I hope you're doing well. Today I want to talk about the Edward the Great Wooden Railway set that was released back in 2006. The set is based on a story from Series 8 of the television series of the same name. In summary, it's the Thomas and Friends version of the classic Tortoise and the Hare story, but with Edward and Spencer in their spots. I personally really like this episode. The character combination of Edward and Spencer works out really well, and there's just a relaxing charm to watching this whole episode. Of course, I have a very soft spot for Season 8 as a whole, which I might talk about in a later video. So when I discovered back in 2006 that there was going to be a set based on this story, I was excited. Unfortunately, I never owned this set as a kid, but that's one good thing about being a grown-up. After you save up your money, paying your bills, and being wise in spending, you can be able to purchase stuff that you couldn't get when you were a child, and that explains how I got this beauty right here. While I don't want to go into details of how much I paid for this particular item, it doesn't matter as I'm quite thrilled to finally have this in my possession. Not to mention, seeing this type of packaging from the glory days of the Thomas Wooden Railway is so nostalgic and refreshing to look back at. Though we're not here to observe the box, we want to look at the content that's inside. As you can clearly see, it's a bit on the small side for being an intermediate set. That being said, there's one word that describes why most people want this set. Exclusivity! You got Edward, who's looking pretty worn out from pulling his heavy furniture flatbed. The face on Edward looks phenomenal, with his worn out cheeks being a very nice touch. And the furniture car matches pretty darn close to how it was presented in the episode it's based on. Spencer joins along with Edward in this set. Much like Edward, Spencer's face matches perfectly from the television show, and he gets the honor of pulling the Duke and Duchess of Boxworth's coach, an amazingly well-detailed carriage that looks splendid. So that's 4 exclusive wooden trains that looks marvelous. But what really surprised me was this over-the-track signal is also exclusive to this set. Usually the signals are painted blue, however it dons a bright orange color in this layout. It may not be anything major, but it's still thoughtful of the designers to make a special variant of this location. We've got a couple more items to highlight that are in this layout. For example, the classic Osh Stone Bridge, this one being a different variant with plants growing on the sides. We also have Sir Topham Hatt to make sure Edward and Spencer are behaving, and looking at the tracks for a moment, we do get a lot, and I mean a lot of small curves. To compensate, we get a buffer piece as well as fleece switches, which is uncommon in a set of this size. Playing with this set for a while, I do enjoy it, but I feel like there could have been some more accessory pieces added to make this set feel alive. For example, instead of Sir Topham Hatt, we could have had 2 special figurines of the Duke and Duchesses of Boxworth, a tree to give this layout a bit of a countryside feeling, and perhaps the piece that I wish was included in this set, the summer house. For those who haven't seen Edward the Great, the Duke and Duchesses of Boxworth have a brand new summer house built on the island. The couple rides on Spencer to take them to the summer house, while Edward becomes a bellboy hauling their heavy furniture. So wouldn't it make sense to include the summer house in this set? You can argue that the siding here is meant to be the finish line, but having a house of some kind would have been a nice touch. That's really the only gripe I have with this set, as everything else I'm quite satisfied with. I know some people will bring up the track size being very small for these 2 giant engines, and I will agree with them on that. Funnily enough, a prototype image from a European pamphlet shows a different track layout, and I think this layout tells the story a lot better. However, the size doesn't bother me that much, as you get a lot of track. Yes, there are tons of curves, but you get some variant pieces of straight track, and like I mentioned before, you get fleece switches in this layout. So if you say don't like this design here, you have enough pieces to create many other layouts, such as this. I mostly based this layout from the original prototype, and I like how it's not just a perfect circle, as I was able to make this bendy part here. I have a theory that the designers at Learning Curve were looking at the prototype and were like, you know, we have enough sets that are just a plain circle, how about we swap the V switches with a few smaller switches to give our fans the chance to create other layouts. And for it being an intermediate set, it gives tons of creativity for the average Wooden Railway fan to do something totally different and think outside of the box. Overall, I really love this set. While I wish there was some more smaller accessories that could have made this set pop out, I for one have a fondness for this set. The exclusive versions of Spencer and Edward, the box with Coach, the furniture car, and the track layout giving the person the ability to create more varied track designs make this set one of my personal favorites in the Thomas Wooden Railway. Although good luck finding this set, as it's sought after by Wooden Railway collectors alike. Not so much for the track, but mostly for the exclusive engines and rolling stock. The orange over the track signal, not many people are interested in. Finding Spencer, Edward, the coach, and a furniture car isn't super hard. They do run a little bit extra, sometimes for $30 to $60. If you really want these pieces, just keep an eye on the pricing and compare it to other sites that sell them individually. As for the whole set itself, anyone can easily recreate it, so I don't think anyone is looking after for the whole box or even a full layout. For me, I wanted to have this set for a very long time, as I really wanted this as a kid, much like with the Rheneas and the roller coaster set. Plus, there's nothing wrong with having a bit of extra track, and I do like this version of the Archstone Bridge. Anyway, that's all for today's video. Let me know what you guys think about this set in the comment section below. Thank you guys for watching this video, God bless yous, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye bye!